Welcome to Why Rush Racing, and welcome to Missouri Hare Scrambles Round 8. Today, we're at Hardwood Hills near Mansfield, Missouri. And to find out more, go to www.mchsracing.com. Alright, so here we are, and there goes the B class. Well, there goes most of them. Most of them still. Alright, there goes all of them. Alright, so yeah, we got, I'm in the B vet class, the 5th row back today. That's Daniel to my right, can't see him, but I got Dusty to my left. And it's gonna be a good day. Alright, let's get ready for the start. So this is my first dead engine start with the new bike. Let's see how we do. Alright, so I get a decent jump. Whoa, not like, I think it's Corey or Cody there. Oh, but kind of got my momentum cut off there by Casey, and Dusty and Jeff jump around me, then Daniel, then Aaron, and I'm like, don't scratch my new bike, ah. No, not really. I don't know what was up with me. That's not being aggressive there. But now, I'm going to go ape crazy and do a bunch of dumb stuff. All right, let's do it. But first, I want to say hi to my bud, Bryson. Bryson, you made the cut. There he is on the left. Thank you for rooting for me, Bryson. All right, so, yeah, I'm 7th place right now, and I'm not... I'll be honest with you, I've been like top 3 usually off the starts. So a little bit unusual for me, and I try to make up for it. And that comes with consequences sometimes. And the first major pucker consequence, one of the biggest pucker consequences I've had, comes up right here. So there's a hotline I know about, like right here. Yeah, so I take it and I get on the gas. It's kind of going cool. About right there. I clipped that tree with my handlebar.
I was out of control.
And for the next like 30 feet, I'm totally out of control. I am just trying to keep from going head over hills and crashing. And Aaron, I'm so sorry. I think you saw me, you broke back a little bit. I'm glad things worked out how they did, and I didn't T-bone anybody or whatnot. Whoa. I freaked out. I mean, that was scary to me right there. Thank God I didn't crash or crash more importantly crash anybody else. So yeah, heart rate going, blood's pumping, adrenaline, not ideal. Like a lot of times, like you see like race car drivers and it looks like they're on like a Sunday morning drive to church, and that's not me right now. I'm just like way too much adrenaline, way too much. Let's go, ah. So yeah, get on it and pass Daniel here. I mean, I'm getting passes out of it, but at what cost? It's not a 10-minute sprint here. It's a 2+ hour race. So yeah, get past Daniel, catch up to Jeff, and that's one thing I need to work on is just finding my pace and racing my pace, and just making good decisions. I tend to push way too hard at the beginning, and I pay for it later on. Alright, so yeah, here's a section here that a new line has kind of developed there to the right over the past couple of years, because this gets really rough down here on the left. So if you do it right, you can make a good pass. And I do. I get around Jeff. That drops me into, I think I'm in 4th place now. Yeah, and now I'm behind Corey. Corey's the guy that on the left that got the good jump at the start. So he's got his brother Dusty in front of him, and in front of Dusty is Casey. And Casey, congrats on the hole shot today. This is a fun hill here. There's a few of these, a couple of these, just long, like UTV wide trails. They're just kind of fun to just rail up. And then Corey kind of leaves the door open and I close it behind me. But again, at what cost? I'm just charging, pushing hard right now. Alright, so yeah, here I have now caught up to Dusty. Dusty started at my left at the start. Oh, so that's hard, you know, these cameras, well, here's a good perception of like how deep that little creek section there is if you went too far to the left. These video cameras, they never do a good job of representing some of the difficulties of the terrain. It smooths things out, flattens. Cameras, seems like, well, they will always flatten it out. So just keep that in mind. Said it before, I'll say it again. If it looks hard, trust me, it's hard. Alright, so here I am following Dusty still, and I'm starting to feel the consequences of
Watching his rear tire too much.
Pushing too hard. I'm starting to get tired, starting to make little mistakes, blame it on other things. Blame it on following Dusty here too close and not watching my own, you know, my trail path. Rather than just trying to stay calm and relax. But Dusty makes a little mistake here, and I do capitalize it still. Not all of the fight is gone yet. Here was probably the hardest thing of the whole trail today. If you watched the Enduro video, you probably recognize a lot of this from like loop 1 and 2.
Oh boy.
We raced here a week ago. So yeah, so I don't know if you heard the oh boy. This is me getting tired from pushing too hard, and when you get tired, you start to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, guess what? Right here. Yeah, you crash. Yeah, that's what you do. And then when you crash, people pass. And when people pass, spend all that energy for nothing. Ah, so frustrated. Right now I'm saying collect yourself, get your heart rate down, breathe, ride smooth, be smooth, conserve. Don't just go crazy, man. Stay cool. Anyways, yeah, so if you did see the Enduro last weekend, this is the same location, same property. It's not that same trail because there's 3 loops and, you know, 3 different variations of similar loops. Progressively harder, 1, 2, and 3. And this is the mix of 1 and 2. So it's a fun trail. Anyways, B-Rider here, caught up to Brandon. Just give him a little rev and
Thank you.
And out of the way. And that's one thing, you know, I had a talk with Chili. Speaking of Chili, the Hillbilly season's coming up November 4th. I want to see everybody out there. Lou's Place, 5 miles north of Bolivar on Highway 13. But speaking of Chili, he says, you know, better than giving a rev is a little hoot, you know, hoot hoot, or something like that. I'm like, what? Maybe. Might work a little better for me. I can do that a little louder. And he says it tends to have your people you're trying to pass not panic as much. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I might try that eventually. Oh, but I'm still tired. But first I'm going to crash. Oh. So, yeah, this is Ryan here. And I was like, Ryan, looks like he's got to run over my motorcycle. My foot was stuck, so I couldn't really get up and lift it. So instead, I just stayed underneath my bike and just kind of drug it up on me a little more so that I could, like, please don't run over my new-to-me motorcycle. And he didn't, so thank you, Ryan. And I'm tired. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I've been not, up to this point, not riding smooth, not riding consistent, and I'm paying the consequences now. Silly mistakes. But anyways, in the future, if I can remember, I might start going like, hoot hoot, or what, or howdy ho, neighbors, you know, stuff like that, as I catch people. Yeah, so the 4-stroke, I can't at this point. All right, it's only the second time I've really been on this bike legitimately. I won't say I'm faster yet than I was on my 2-stroke. I can do some things on this bike that I couldn't do on the other, and likewise vice versa. One thing this does well, and the reason I was kind of thinking 4-stroke, is when I'm coming up to a hill, you know, I can drop a gear and just go a lot easier up it, just power up it. All right, so here we are coming in through lap 1, and I am in 5th place, and I'm struggling right now, I won't lie. So I'm very happy with the bike on that. I did at the last race, so at the enduro, I was in 3rd gear most of the time, and it felt like my gearing was I was a little low in the RPM, so I said, you know, I'm gonna throw in 2 extra sprockets on the rear. So I bought a 52 tooth rear sprocket, and I was like, whoa, I'm a little too jumpy, I want to say, in 3rd gear. So here's me just not riding well. My front end's pushing, which if you ride right, it won't do it. If I ride right, it typically doesn't happen. Anyways, a little too pushy, so I'm actually riding most of this in 4th gear now. So I'm like, do I go to...
I was turning, my tire wasn't grabbing.
And that's just me trying to find excuses as to why I'm riding so poorly right now, because it can't be my fault. It has to be the bike's. That's it. It's the bike's fault. Anyways, my buddy Daniel, one of the many course workers out there to help anybody that might need it along the way. Thank you guys. There's a bunch of you. So there's Daniel, there was Sean, there was Max, there was Megan, and others. Oh, Corey was out there, and if I left you out, I'm sorry. Oh, so yeah, so I'm almost think I need to go a 51 sprocket, but seeing how those aren't just free, I'm gonna wait a race or two before I try it out. Make sure I'm really not happy with the 52 tooth first. All right, so yeah, I turned around there, quickly saw Daniel, and then I quickly do this. I'm like, Daniel. I forget, but I don't think Daniel has beat me this season. I could be wrong, but I don't believe he has beat me. Let's see here. Yeah, up to now, Daniel has not beat me. I'm like, no, I can beat Daniel. And of course, if you're watching my videos from last season at Missouri Hare Scrambles, you know who Daniel is. Me, Daniel, and Bob were the Smoke and Bob crew, the 1, 2, 3 crew. Oh, hey, first of all, I want to mention this kid here first. Saw him on the practice lap, super trooper dude, man. I'm pretty sure it's his first race, and way to just get out here and do it. When I saw him on the practice lap, I think he probably just picked up his bike. He had boots on, had a helmet on, no gloves, you know, and he had a cut on his hand. So I want to say this to anybody out here that might listen to this. There's 3 things that I think are absolutely essential. Okay, there's a bunch, but I think pants are probably a given, helmet's a given. A lot of times boots, surprisingly, is not a given for racing. I think it should be. And the other one that should be a given is gloves. And I think gloves are very important to wear. First of all, I would get super crazy blisters, I think, if I didn't wear gloves. And secondly, when you crash, which like in his example there, that boy, it protects your hands. All right, so yeah, I'm starting to actually kind of loosen up a bit now. And just trying to just ride. Only took me like, I don't know, a full lap and a half. Still not in the full groove of things, still struggling a bit, but I'm starting to loosen up. I got back around Daniel, happy about that. But I want to go fast, and I want to catch Aaron. Because Aaron, prior to this race, is a nearly unreachable 8 points ahead of me. at this point in the season. If you take out the drop, he's 7 points, and so that's like I need to beat him by like 6 positions. That's really hard to do unless you get like I get like first and he gets like 5th, 4th. That'd be like 6 points there difference. All right, so yeah, I look at my clock there and I'm like, all right, we're at like an hour and 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, so that comes out to about, I got 2 more laps to do. I saw that I was an hour, a minute and a half roughly behind 4th place. I'm like, all right, let's charge, let's go, let's race. And my goal was to take that minute and a half lead gap to the next racer in my class and bring it down to 0. I wanted to catch somebody. There's course worker Megan. Megan did a great job today with the Pee-wees. I believe it was the first time she's kind of headed that up. She's been helping quite a bit with the Pee-wee races, but today she's like, you know what? Chili, I got this. I can do this. Bob, I got this. And she did a great job, so good job, Megan. Oh, and also, so one of my trail vlogs, I mentioned Bone Cutter Beta. One of Megan's best friends in racing, at least, is Taylor Bone Cutter, and she's started a really good blog lately over on her their website, bonecutterbeta.com. And if you got time and whatnot, I would highly recommend going and checking it out. I enjoyed reading it. A lot of good tips there as well. In addition to some of their race write-ups. So this is one thing, like this hill here, like this is why I wanted the 4-stroke. It just chugs up it. Of course, I also have the Recluse, which a lot of people mention, if you didn't have the Recluse, you'd have a lot of flameouts, and that's quite possible with the low revs I have. Trying to find that sweet spot. And that's why I feel like there's a 51 tooth rear sprocket in my future. Alright, so yeah, here we are coming for lap 3. And that minute and a half lead. Well, I don't know it yet. Alright. She's like, go, because he's only 15 seconds ahead. Booyah! I cut him a minute and 15. Oh man, I'm thrilled right now. I'm like, let's get on it. Let's go. Let's pass. I got Chris here, started out in my class, the guy in the green shirt here on the right. He's actually holding up the number 4, like, you're in 4th. I'm like, no, I'm in 5th. But what I didn't know is another guy in my class, for whatever reason, decided to just stop racing. I didn't quite understand, but hey, that's what he did, so now I actually am in 4th. And I don't know rightfully who's in, I guess now 3rd, who's right in front of me. Turns out not to be this guy. He was a different class. And he left me around. Thank you, dude. Oh, like, let's charge. Look at my clock, reconfirm. Yes, this will be the final lap. So give it all you got. Alright, so there he is. There's my prey. It's Aaron. Alright, so my theory here is like, alright, it's late in the race. I could be a pro, so let's just ride loud. Which, listen to this in retrospect, I don't sound all that loud. I do not sound like a Brandon Forrester or a Cole Hensley on a monstrous 4-stroke. I sound like Charlie Hawkins on a, just a 4-stroke. But it worked somewhat. I think Aaron was just very tired for one reason or another. And so he just let me around. So thank you, Aaron. Yeah, because it is not cool to give a pass call to your own class. Ever. In my opinion. All right, so I believe it's up here. Yeah, there's my friends
Tom and Heidi.
Tom and Heidi, and then Linda, all family. And great pictures today, Linda. So thank you very much. Hopefully she caught you in one of them, and you're able to, if you were racing here today, you're able to tag yourself and relive the memories. And of course, her husband is the one that's putting on this race for us today, Bob. So thank you, Bob, for an amazing day. And here's about the end of my footage. I had an awesome time. So as you saw, yeah, I had a terrible, well, crazy first lap. Don't recommend riding like that unless you can actually sustain that and don't make the really dumb mistakes that I did. But yeah, I ended up getting third place. Super excited. 23rd overall. Next race, Park Hills. And just so you know, it is an AMA required race. You can buy day passes. I highly suggest getting a annual membership. You have it's like a roadside service and stuff like that. But anyways, that's coming up October 21st. And I've already mentioned it once, but November 4th, put it on your calendar. Hillbilly GP is starting. Who's excited? And of course, you can't mention Hillbilly GP without mentioning the 100 miler. And yes, it is back. It is going to be awesome. It is going to be the Saturday after Thanksgiving. See you there. Bye.